Welcome back to the Space Explorations front page. This report is based on the milestone launch of Crew-Vii to the International Space Station on a Falcon 9 rocket. Starting off on March 3rd at 10:53 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, SpaceX launched Crew-Vii to the International Space Station. Under clear skies, the Falcon 9 rose from Launch Complex 39A.
Ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of NASA Crew-Vii. Go Falcon, go SpaceX, and go NASA.
This happened at the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. B-1083, a new booster, made its first flight. Dragon Endeavour is on its fifth trip to the International Space Station. It supported Demo 2, Crew-3, Crew-6, and Axiom 1. Ascent weather concerns delayed the launch by several days. A small crack in the hatch seal was deemed to be within safety margins. Aboard the Crew Dragon Endeavour, the Expedition 7071 crew is led by Commander Matthew Dominick, a NASA astronaut making his first trip to space. A member of the 2017 classes, he earned a Master of Science in Systems Engineering. He was a naval test pilot with over 1,600 hours of flight, including aircraft carrier landings. Pilot Micheal Barret starts his third mission. He journeyed on a Soyuz rocket in 2009 as part of Expedition 19, spending 199 days on the International Space Station. Micheal returned to the space station via STS-133, the last shuttle discovery mission. Part of the NASA 2000 class, he is a board-certified doctor of aerospace and internal medicine. MS-1 is Jeanette Epps on her first flight. She earned a PhD in aerospace engineering. Among achievements are patents awarded for her work at Ford and 7 years with the CIA as a technical intelligence officer. Selected in 2009, Jeanette's focus has been in the International Space Station Operations Branch before her current assignment. From Russia's Roscosmos to Alexander Grebenkin is on his first space flight. A lieutenant in his country's Air Force, he later worked at RSC Energia as technician and engineer before his 2018 appointment to cosmonaut. The crew was delivered to Launch Complex 39A. They were driven in an entourage of black Teslas 3.5 hours before launch. 45 minutes before T-0, final approval was given for propellant loading. The crew access arm was retracted minutes later. Dragon's launch escape system was armed then 35 minutes before liftoff. Super-chilled kerosene RP-1 flowed into both stages. Liquid oxygen, needed for combustion, began to fill simultaneously in B-1083. 16 minutes before T-0, liquid oxygen flowed in the second stage, which is always a brand new vehicle. Computers ensured milestones were executed on time, including engine chill down and tank pressurization. The launch director verified go for launch at T-45 seconds. A flash of green from the tab, a liquid used to start the 9 Merlin engines, commenced ignition. Booster B-1083 separation occurred 2.5 minutes later. As the second stage ignited its lone engine, the first performed a flip maneuver, then a boost-back burn. Grid fins and cold gas thrusters aligned the descending stage. 6 minutes after launch, 3 engines ignited for the entry burn. This began to slow down the rocket as it lowered to Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. Aligned with LZ-1, the landing burn allowed B-1083 to gently touch down on the concrete pad. Moments later, a double sonic boom spread across the local area. The second stage burned for 6 minutes. Separation of Crew Dragon Endeavour occurred 3 minutes later. The spent stage performed adjustments to line it up with entry and burn up over the Pacific Ocean. The Crew Dragon Endeavour will take approximately 28 hours to reach the International Space Station.
Soft capture confirmed.
Docking with the Harmony module is planned for 3M on March 5th. The spacecraft and Crew-Vii will remain at the International Space Station for 6 months, then return via splashdown off the Florida coast. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment on what you thought about this mission.
Ignition, engines full power, and liftoff of NASA Crew-Vii. Go Falcon, go SpaceX, and go NASA.